What's up, guys? It's Ryan from the MXG channel. This video is 3 things I hate about Triumph dirt bikes. Now, I use that word hate playfully. I've tested this thing for about 10 or 12 hours, and I try to find things I dislike or maybe just things that I would change about any bike I test. So absolutely had to get this video in for the Triumph, even though I love this bike. These are going to be kind of nitpicky, but you'll see what I mean. First of all, the kickstand on these off-road bikes is crappy. This is a very well-known issue. You see guys talking about this. It's very floppy at the top. So you definitely, when you put it up, you're going to want to put it in that rubber strap right there every time. Whereas some other off-road bikes, yeah, the strap's there, but it's kind of optional. This one you're definitely going to want to, because it's going to flop around. Now, I did talk to some Triumph guys, and they acted like that there is a new design for a kickstand coming at some point, so that's very cool. Number 2 thing that I dislike, this tank design. It's similar to the old generation of KTMs, where this side comes down further. It's deeper than this side, and we know that that can cause some problems. But the biggest issue is this fuel outlet right here sticks down, and you can see that is very open to being hit, and we actually already broke this one off this one. Apparently this was a common thing on the KTMs as well, but this is plastic factory from the bike, and it breaks very easy. So these actually use the same aftermarket replacement as a KTM, which is cool. I think this entire fitting here around the, coming from the tank all the way out, this hose and fitting and everything is the same as the KTM, but I don't believe the connector is, so keep that in mind. Anyway, you can find these on websites for like 20 bucks, so it makes it, this is a billet one painted black, so you know, kind of an exposed area. If you fall over, it's going to be easy to break that off. Not a fan of that. And then lastly, the most annoying thing to me about the Triumph dirt bike so far is the hardware. Now, at first glance, it looks similar to a KTM. Oh yeah, they use the Torx on the inside. KTM's been doing that forever. But once you look closer, or you start working on the bike like I did, these are Torx on the inside, but they are round on the outside. And I mean, everybody's got Torx in the garage, especially if you've owned a KTM, you've got a set of Torx. But if your situation is like mine, then you have like, you know, one set of Torx, because you don't, most KTM guys don't even use those unless they have to. So the KTMs are bolts on the outside, so you can just use an 8 or a Torx. But Triumph, I mean, it does look nice, I guess. It looks kind of different, fancy, but you can only use a Torx. And the problem that I've ran into is if that one Torx size I have in the garage happens to be not in its place, I'm just kind of out of luck. So, and that's not the way just with the body fasteners, that's the way with everything. You know, triple clamps, motor mounts, everything's round. So, you know, if I was going to keep this bike as my main ride, I would go out and buy 3 or 4 sets of Torx, some T-handle Torx. Just make sure you have a ton of them on hand. You know, it's less likely that you're going to walk to the guy in the pit beside you and he's going to have a full set of these too. So it's just a little bit more of a, you're going to have to adjust your garage game and your mechanic game. I really wish in the future they would just swap these out and go to more of a you know, the KTM style with a bolt on the outside. Why not, right? Just like the oil filter, there is not an aftermarket option that I or anyone else I've spoke to knows of. There is a guy somewhere there is an aftermarket option that will work, I've been told, if you modify this oil filter cover. Obviously, that's not anything I recommend, so I didn't do that. But luckily, these oil filters and oil change kits from Triumph are available. You can find them on Amazon and eBay and all those places like that. But would really like to know, you know, is there a K&N number for this filter? And if not, hopefully there will be one soon. But yeah, number 4, proprietary oil filter, at least for now. But that's all I could come up with, guys. I didn't run into any more issues with this machine. We put it through its paces. We did single track, we did motocross, we did turn track, we did double track, did some very, very slow stuff on it. In 13 hours, I got it to kind of overheat and steam a little bit one time. But yeah, it's been good. But those are 3 things that I would change. So if you're interested, subscribe, check out my other videos. Got a ton on this thing, and put any questions down below and I'll let you know anything I can.